Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the town board meeting of March 14th, 2023. Please join me and rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty
and justice for all.
Thank you. All right.
Okay, Councilmember Meyer,
Present.
Councilmember Manicchio.
Here.
Councilmember Fields Twill,
Here.
Councilmember Weiss,
Here.
and Supervisor Feldman.
Present.
Okay, public hearing. Public hearing tonight on local law 2023 to implement a real property tax exemption for volunteer emergency service members. Is there anyone here? Oh, I don't know what happened to me. Is there anyone here to talk on that item? You see anybody more?
No, there's nobody.
Okay. I have a motion to close. Do you want to close the public hearing or do you want to, or are you going to do the law next?
I believe we're ready to close the public hearing.
Do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
One recuse, I guess, right?
And,
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd say. Okay. We have departmental reports, Highway Superintendent and Dale Cemetery Superintendent Peter Connolly.
Sorry, before Pete
Oh,
starts, I'm sorry, can I just make a quick statement for the record? This meeting was changed in terms of location to be held entirely remotely when we were anticipating inclement weather. It was done yesterday, and in accordance with state law, the locations of all of the town board members who are all participating remotely was noticed and posted on the town's website. Hi, Pete.
And on the clerk's bulletin board.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry, Pete?
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm going to start with Dale Cemetery tonight. Little recap. During 2022, there were 69 interments and 65 new plot deeds were generated last year. Cemetery and park staff, they continue to work with the regular maintenance of the grounds and preparing and working at scheduled interments. One of the big jobs we did recently in the last month was the cemetery office was moved from the basement of the cottage to upstairs. And parks department workers did 95% of that work and did a fantastic job. Anyone would like to come over and take a look, please let me know. I'll be more than glad to meet you there. Come out very, very nice. Looking ahead for this year in the cemetery, planning on to continue the monument repair project for another year. That's broken monuments. And like last year, we zeroed in on Sparta Cemetery, and we're going to go back to Sparta again this year. We're going to continue with our tree work at both cemeteries. And the Ossining Historical Cemetery Conservancy will continue with their monument cleaning each month at Dale and Sparta from May through October. Oh, on the highway side, when I wrote this report last week, I said it was kind of a quiet winter until today, but it really has been. We salted and plowed town roads 6 times this season. Each snow weather prediction, we get a jump on it. Our trucks are loaded at least a day before. And to avoid excessive corrosion from the salt, they're all washed and cleaned out after the storm is over. And speaking of snow, on November 9th, 12 employees of the Highway, Cemetery, and Parks Department attended a snow removal operations and cemetery workshop, which is offered by the Cornell Local Roads Program, and that was held here at our Highway office. And the quieter winter has given us some time to upgrade the interior of our garage area with additional storage space. And also with that, our street sweeper actually went out for, a few times, which normally doesn't happen during the winter months with snow on the road. We've begun a road sign repair replacement program townwide. We're inspecting the signs and determining if any are damaged, faded or leaning, and try to be in compliance with the MUTCD, which is the Manual of Universal Traffic Control Devices. So that's ongoing. Our mechanics were recently instructed on the use and maintenance of the new senior electric bus. And after some shakeout issues, it seems to be operating okay. That good, Liz, to say? Shakeout? No, okay.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it.
Okay. No,
It's
but
working now.
yeah, it took a little time, but I think we got it down now pretty well. We've been keeping up with the potholes repairs throughout the town, with the majority of our complaints that we receive being on state maintained roads. Our sewer lift stations were cleaned February 3rd by a vacuum truck vendor. Since the board approved the installation, if you may remember, the air bubblers 2 years ago, cleaning requirements have gone from 3 or 4 cleanings a year to 1, saving over $7,000 a year. Lift station generators have also been serviced, and our pump vendor performs regular maintenance each month at every station. We're continuing to work with Andy Teese, engineer Dan Ciarci, and Parks foreman Mario Velardo on a plan to remove the Cedar Lane Park sewage discharge line from the Sunshine Children's Hospital. And we'd like to just go on our own pump station and get off of their system. Once a month, we clean our sewer lines that in the past have been a problem with blockage. And this program has worked very well in keeping those lines clear, as we've had no issues with them. Westchester County Department of Health inspected our 4 bulk petroleum storage tanks at the highway garage in December. And per their request, our leak containment walls were made higher with concrete block by our personnel. We are now in total compliance with their requirements. The town's annual refuse report was sent to Westchester County, as was the annual certification of local highway mileage, which was sent to the state DOT. And we are currently working on the annual stormwater report, which is due, I think, by May. Our end has been already inputted to them.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Our mechanics continue with the vehicle maintenance and repairs of all the town equipment. And we continue to work with tree work, cutting roadside brush, grass, and weekly organic yard waste pickup. Looking ahead for this year in the highway department, once again, we will be renting a vacuum truck to use in the cleaning of the town's 602 catch basins and manholes. This was done last year for the first time, and it was very successful. It takes about a month to do all of them, and it just saves, with damage, heavy rainstorms, from flooding. We're going to do additional guardrail on Croton Dam Road and Brookside Lane. We already have the material, just waiting for the proper time to do it. And drainage will be installed on Scarrett Lane as soon as the weather breaks, in order to eliminate an icing condition. That's some of the projects that we have planned for this year.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Are you wearing a cemetery hat tonight or no?
No, but I'd like
Oh,
to
you
just,
already, you did that first. Never mind.
so
Okay, Great.
I'd like to take a minute tonight to talk about our Packer truck. It is a 1993 Mack, which the town has purchased new. The body was replaced in 2007, so we're on our second Packer body that currently has many holes to the floor. So this vehicle is primarily used for organic yard waste pickup, since we do not do sanitation, that's contracted out. And it goes out once a week for that, or occasionally twice a week during the heavy spring cleanup season. It's also used on an emergency basis during, weather-related storms, picking up debris. And in the fall, it's used to assist in leaf removal. So I'd like to, I have a number for the board for the replacement for you to consider. Again, I think it's long overdue. The truck is, like I said, in 1993, and it's just time.
All right, we'll take a look at that. You can send the numbers.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Jen, are you trying to say something?
Yes, I am. Thank you. Hey, Pete, just a
Hi,
quick
Jen.
question. Do you know if DOT, and I'm going to ask, do you know if DOT has any plans to clean out the culverts? You know what I'm talking about. Have you
Yeah,
heard from them at all?
no, I have not. I haven't seen them do that in years.
All right.
They have not notified me that would be great if they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would really be nice.
All right.
So,
With my prior hat on, remember I reached out to them and asked them to contact you.
Right,
But,
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Mhm.
Town Treasurer Dale Britton.
Thank you, Town Clerk. Good evening, Town Supervisor and Board. Tonight, I figured since there were quite a few budget adjustments on for your agenda for a resolution, that it would probably be good that I prefaced it with a little background beforehand. Since the auditors are coming the week of March 27th, we like to have our books nice and tidy. So we go through and analyze any accounts that are overexpended. In the case of capital, it's not just overexpended, it's underexpended, and if the project is complete. So going through all of the capital items and cleaning up, we are definitely sending more money back to the funds from unused appropriations than we are transferring out to capital to cover a few capital projects that went over in their budget amount. In terms of the projects that we actually took debt out on, in those cases, like the sewer lift station generators, the bans are still open. We don't close them until the project is final, in order to not move into a bond that we then would have to take into account that money coming back over the life of the bond. So we try to wait till the short-term debt period is going to be closing in on a project. That's a 5-year term for a ban. So with those two projects, those funds that we have not expended for the sewer lift stations will actually get transferred back to debt service. And when we go to pay our ban in the beginning of August, those amounts will also be included along with what was already budgeted in the 2023 budget to pay towards the ban. This will be an additional budget adjustment in 2023 to bring those funds and lower our debt on those two projects. The other budget adjustments that we are bringing forward are just housekeeping items to make sure every expenditure line is in the black, so to speak. The good thing, as you go through and look within each fund, we did not have to go out to fund balance to balance the budget at year end. So basically, at the end of the year, we take all of our revenues and all of our expenses, and anything above the revenue line will then go to fund balance. So when I did some analysis today, it's a little preliminary, so these numbers might change a little bit, but actually in the positive, because I have a few outstanding receivable items to include. At year end for the general fund, we are proposing, we're going to bring back $1,280,863 to fund balance. The town outside fund, $1,019,000. The highway fund, $58,000. Dale Cemetery, we're actually using a portion of the fund balance that we had appropriated for the 2022 budget, but not all of it. When we created the 2022 budget, we had allocated $76,354 of fund balance to be used for the Dale Cemetery fund, but we're actually only using $16,943. The sewer fund, we did go over a little bit, and it wasn't that we went over in expenditures, it was that the revenue lines were a little bit lower. So that one, it's reducing fund balance by $3,161. All the special district funds had slight increases for their fund balance at year end, and the ambulance district, we were able to book the receivable back from FEMA for the COVID test kits. So we're able to put back to fund balance $64,446 to the ambulance fund. A lot of what assisted the town this year was the increase in revenues, especially for sales tax and mortgage tax. So for sales tax, which is a revenue line in the town unincorporated fund, we had budgeted $880,000. And we actually received $1,458,812. So we received $578,812 more than budgeted for 2022. We did increase the budget from the $880,000 in 2022 to $1,100,000 for 2023. For mortgage tax, we do have an allocation between the general fund and the town outside fund. So for purposes of budget, we had budgeted $461,488 in the general fund and $84,793 in the TOV fund. At year end, we actually received $1,007,449 for the general fund and $185,094 for the TOV fund. So in all, we received $646,262 more than we budgeted in 2022. Any questions?
What was that last number again?
We
All
received
in all?
six for the mortgage tax,
600.
$646,262.
Thank you.
And we did not raise the revenue budget in 2023 for mortgage tax, just because of the market, fluctuations. And I believe, these current earnings are really a blip, and we're going to eventually go back down with the interest rates rising and the current economic state.
I agree on that. I think the mortgage, the sales tax will probably go with it a little bit, but happy to know, it's been okay so far.
Yes. And actually, when I received the sales tax report, because we do get it once a month from the county,
Mhm.
January was still high. It was 14% more than last year, which I found very interesting. Yes. But we are well prepared, because we do budget conservatively.
Until we get Peter truck.
But actually, I wanted to touch on that, because the town had actually, and Pete, correct me if I'm wrong, the town had actually approved it for 2022 at 200,000. And we had actually did a bond resolution and a borrow for it. So at this point, depending on the difference, we could make that up with the funds that we're actually now putting back to fund balance, could then be used towards a capital item.
Right. I think Pete wants to talk about what kind of truck he gets. So,
Okay.
Okay,
all right. Anyway, great. Thank you so much. I know it was an awful lot of work to do all of these budget adjustments and capital, closing and balancing of all of the capital plans. And I know it kept you really busy for quite a while. So I thank you for your hard work and your dedication. And I love the preliminary update. So thank you. I like positive news. Anybody else
thank
have
you.
any questions?
I just like to say, Dale and Pete, thank you for the thorough report. And I think if we have a couple extra dollars left, I mean, the price for the Packer truck has only been going up since we decided to first look at it. So I think if it's a good opportunity now with some of the surplus that we have, maybe it's a good time that we should maybe pull the trigger on it. So I hope you could look into it better before it goes any higher in price.
Yeah. Remember, he wants a garage too.
All right, one thing at a time.
okay. Supervisor and town board announcements?
Okay, so we are excited to say that we are awarded a $30,000 grant, which doesn't sound like a lot after that news, but which is still great, from the New York State DEC for a water quality improvement project at the Lewis Engle Waterfront Park Beach. This grant will help us identify the potential sources of E. coli contamination coming from apparently the Sing Sing Kill Brook, in an effort to improve the water quality so we can one day open the beach. Our testing that we did last year was just above okay to swim, a few percentage points above, if you remember last week's meeting. So we're hoping to find, at least some sources and see if we can't get that back to a safe swimming number. All right, this past week I had the pleasure of visiting the Ossining High School robotics team, and we want to thank Mr. Frank Oliva and Altice Optimum for sponsoring our OHS robotics team. They gave them some money this year, and next year I think they're going to fully sponsor them and help there be a Lower Hudson Valley robotics competition that there wasn't able to be this year because there wasn't enough funding. So it sounds like Optimum Altice is going to step in and help some of the different towns, and they won't have to go to Albany and further for their competition. So we're excited about that. All right. The town of Ossining is still seeking volunteers for its civilian complaint review board. Please see the website to find out if you qualify to help the town and the village in this important way. Indian Point will be administering their full volume siren test tomorrow, March 15th at approximately 10:30 a.m. This is only a test and the siren will sound at full volume for 4 minutes. So don't panic. It's only a test. Yes, they're still doing the test even though they're not currently operational. The Bethany Arts Community Center will be holding an open mic and poetry workshop for adults and teens. Their first event will be open book spoken word night on March 19th from 3 to 4:30. Please note it is petition season for all candidates to get onto the ballot for the 2023 election season. District leaders will be circulating throughout the community, collecting signatures, so don't be surprised if they knock on your door. And finally, congratulations to Briarcliff Village Manager Josh Ringel and his wife on the birth of their first child, a bouncing baby boy. Okay. Does anybody else have any announcements? Okay. And of course, we are getting ready for Green Ossiting's Big Earth Day Festival. And if you want a booth, you should go on greenossiting.org and sign up for one shortly before they're gone. Okay, liaison reports. Sorry, Sue. You're muted, Sue.
That's okay. Is there any liaison reports? None tonight?
Forget.
Okay, public comment on agenda items. Is there anyone here that wants to speak on the agenda items this evening? Nobody?
No.
Okay, moving on. Board resolutions. Approval of minutes. Regular meeting, February 28th, 2023. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austin hereby approves the February 28th, 2023 minutes of a regular meeting as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the voucher detail report. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austin hereby approves the voucher detail report dated March 14th, 2023 in the amount of $567,870.63. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Contract, Greater Austin Chamber of Commerce. Resolve the town board of the town of Austin authorizes the supervisor to sign an agreement with the Greater Austin Chamber of Commerce, Inc., 109 Croton Avenue, Austin, New York, 10562, for the administration of the 2023 Food Truck Fridays events and marketing of the 2023 summer events, to include the Food Truck Fridays, the Summer Concert Series, and the fireworks celebration under Independence Day, subject to the approval of council to the town as to form. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Contract, River Jam Summer Concert Series musical performers. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austin authorizes the Recreation and Park Superintendent, Bill Garrison, to sign an agreement for musical performers for the 2023 Summer Jam Concert Series. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution, Metro North Earth Day Agreement. Be it resolved that the town supervisor is hereby authorized to enter into a short-term parking permit with Metro North Transportation Authority and the Metro North Commuter Railroad Company to allow the town to utilize 112 parking spots in the Metro North parking lot facility for the Earth Day Festival to be held on April 22nd, 2023. Have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That is the right day, Sue.
No, it's not the day, it's the 112th. Is that the village?
All of the spots.
What do you mean the village?
The village is responsible for some of those spots. That's all I'm saying.
This is an annual license that the town's entered into every year with Metro North. I don't believe that the village is a party to it. I think it's parking lots 14A and B. I would have to double check, but it's,
I just want you to, yeah, okay.
I understand what you're saying, Sue.
I don't think there'll be any problems, but yeah, I'm just, yeah. only because we take care of it. So, resolution, intermunicipal agreement with Westchester County for enhanced 911 services. Whereas the Westchester County has a contract with Carousel Industries for North America, Inc., Carousel Industries, for the installation and operation of enhanced 911 service equipment, and with Verizon for installation and operation of enhanced 911 service network. And whereas the county has previously entered into an intermunicipal agreement with the local municipalities within the county, including the town of Austin, to provide the enhanced 911 service to the local municipalities, which IMA has expired. And whereas this service is an invaluable asset to providing necessary assistance to the residents in emergency situations, such as providing the address from which which calls are being made from, to assist dispatcher in the event the caller cannot provide the information. And whereas the town desires to renew this agreement to continue to receive enhanced 999 service, and now therefore be it resolved, this is not in action under the State Environmental Quality Review Act, and be it further resolved that the supervisor is hereby authorized to execute an intermunicipal agreement with Westchester County for enhanced 911 service through September 30th, 2027. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolution declaration of surplus, whereas the town of Austining contractor purchased a 48-inch range Thermatech stove, model number TMD 48-24G-4-2, as part of the town's plan improvements of the senior programs kitchen. And whereas the town recently learned that the stove was not compatible with other improvements being made in the kitchen, now, whereas there is no other town departments or staff that could have the kitchen or facility to practically utilize the stove as part of town operations. And now therefore be it resolved, the town board hereby declares the 48-inch range Thermotech stove, model number TMD 48-24G-4-2, surplus town property for which the town has no use. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, so unfortunately, there was a mistake made early on in the design process, and we ended up with a stove that does not work for us. We did find a good use for it. Hang on for the next resolution to find out what that is. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolution, an agreement with Star of Bethlehem. Whereas the town is making improvements to the senior programs kitchen, and for approximately 2 weeks while these improvements are being made, the town will not be able to host its seniors at this location. And whereas the Star of Bethlehem Community Development Corporation, as a not-for-profit organization located in Austining, with a facility and a kitchen that can accommodate the senior program while the improvements are being made. And whereas the Star of Bethlehem is in need of a new stove for its kitchen. And now therefore be it resolved, the town supervisor is hereby authorized to enter into an agreement with Star of Bethlehem Community Development Corporation, whereby Star of Bethlehem will allow the town to use its downstairs area, including its kitchen, for the town's senior program, while unable to use its unusual space and due to the construction. And as consideration, the town will provide Star of Bethlehem with a 48-inch range Thermotech stove, model number TMD 48-24G-4-2, that the town board has declared surplus and that the town board has no use for. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, so sometimes fate shines on you, and the Star of Bethlehem Church happened to be in need of the stove, which has saved us from having to, we had been making arrangements to rent a facility for our seniors for the duration of the needed time while the kitchen was being done. So it turns out that this is a great option for our seniors. The program directors love the space and think our seniors may not want to come home. They have a great community room at Star. And it gives us a way to help them. They also do the Feeding Westchester program, the homeless program, and a few other programs. So I think it will be a benefit to the community. So with that, all in favor,
Aye.
Aye.
all opposed, all abstain. Okay.
Resolution, Hudson Valley Stream Conservatory Water Quality Study. Whereas, I'm sorry?
Conservancy, not conservatory.
Oh, sorry, Conservancy, sorry. Whereas in 2021, the Hudson Valley Stream Conservatory, HVSC, a local not-for-profit organization, partnered with the town of Boston to conduct a water quality study at the Lewis Angle Park Beach and nearby areas with the purpose of exploring the feasibility of opening the beach to the permitted public swimming and understanding the relative contributions from the various nearby potential pollution sources. And whereas the resulting report was submitted to Westchester County Department of Health, and they indicated that more than one season's data was needed for any permitting to be determination. And whereas HVSC has offered to conduct another study in 2023 with no labor cost to the town, utilizing HVSC staff and students from the State University of New York College at Purchase, Bridges to a bachelorette summer research program for sampling, transportation, and data analysis. And whereas the costs associated with the samples being tested by the certified Westchester County Laboratory, as well as other incidental materials needed, such as reagents for the HVSC laboratory analysis of additional samples for the studies, ice for sample transportation, etc., which is estimated to cost not to exceed $5,000. And whereas the town board recognizes the benefit of exploring the feasibility of permissible public swimming in conjunction with the town's ongoing process of re-envisioning future usage of the Ossining waterfront and the value of the HVSC procuring the samples at no cost to the town, and therefore be it resolved as part of the water quality study, the town board hereby authorizes the town to pay Westchester County Laboratories for the sample testing and reimburse Hudson Valley Stream Conservatory and its president, Gareth Huffam, for incidental material costs actually incurred, with accurate documentation provided to substantiate these costs, for a total up to $5,000. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
This is a local law. This will be a roll call vote. Resolution local law number 1 of 2023, amendments to chapter 180 of the town code to allow unreimbursed medical costs to be excluded from income for persons with disability and limited income. Whereas the real property tax law authorizes local municipalities to offer tax exemptions for qualifying persons with disability and limited income based upon their income level, and to allow these income to be reduced by the unreimbursed medical and prescription expenses for the purposes of determining the exemption. And whereas the town board desires to adopt a local law to allow unreimbursed medical and prescription expenses to be deducted when calculating the income for qualifying persons to obtain a greater exemption possible in order to allow them to remain in their homes and age in place. And whereas the town board held a duly noticed public hearing on the proposed local law at its legislative session on Tuesday, February 28th, 2023, and members of the public having the opportunity to attend and be heard, the public hearing was closed on February 28th, 2023. And whereas said local law has been on the desks of the members of the town board for at least 7 days, exclusive of Sunday, prior to the adoption of this resolution, and now therefore be it resolved, the town board hereby determines this action is not subject to the State Environmental Quality Review Act, as it will not affect the environment, and be it further resolved, the town board, after due diligence, finds that the furtherance of safety, health, and well-being of persons and properties in the town, it is in the best interest of the town to adopt said local law, and the town board hereby adopts local law number 1 for 2023. And be it further resolved that the town clerk is directed to enter said law into the minutes of this meeting and into the local law books for the town of Ossining, to publish said minutes in the newspaper published by the town, if any, or to such a newspaper published in the county in such a, in which this town may be located, having circulation in such town, and affidavits of said publication shall be filed with the town clerk, and a file of the said local law will be sent to the Secretary of State. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Well done, Sue.
I know. Okay,
Go.
roll call vote. Councilmember Meyer,
Aye.
Councilmember Fields to Will,
Aye.
Councilmember Minicchio,
Aye.
Councilmember Weiss,
Aye.
and Supervisor Feldman.
Aye.
Excellent. Okay, let's go on to our second local law for the evening. Resolution local law number 2 for 2023. Amendments to chapter 180 of the Town Code of the Real Property Act, real property tax exemptions for volunteer emergency service workers. Whereas the property tax law 466A authorizes local taxing jurisdictions to offer up to a 10% reduction in the assessed value of the primary residence of real property to enroll members of an unincorporated volunteer, an incorporated volunteer fire department, fire company, fire department, or incorporated volunteer medical service, provided the property owner satisfies the other requirements in state law and the state code in which the result in the reduction of their property tax obligation. And whereas the town board recognizes the value of the sacrifice of these volunteer service members and desires to provide this real property tax benefit to those eligible property owners as permitted by state law. And whereas the town board held a duly noticed public hearing on the proposed local law in its legislative session on Tuesday, February 28th, 2023, and March 14th, 2023, the members of the public having the opportunity to attend and be heard. The public hearing was closed on March 14, 2023. And whereas the local law has been on the desks of the members of the town board for at least 7 days, exclusive of Sunday, prior to the adoption of this resolution. And now therefore be it resolved, the town board hereby determines this action is not subject to a state Environmental Quality Review Act, as it will not affect the environment. And be it further resolved that the town board, after due deliberation, finds that in the furtherance of safety, health, and well-beings of the people, persons, and the property of the town, it is in the best interest of the town to adopt said local law, and the town board hereby adopts local law number 2 for 2023. And be it further resolved that the town clerk is directed to enter said local law into the minutes of this meeting, into the local law book of the town of Ossining, to publish said meeting minutes in the newspaper published by the town, if any, or any such newspaper published in the county, in which the town may be located, having a circulation in such town, and affidavits of said publication shall be filed with the town clerk, and file a copy of said local law with the Secretary of State of New York. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second.
Okay. Another roll call vote. Okay. Councilmember Meyer,
Aye.
Councilmember Fields to Will,
Aye.
Councilmember Minicchio.
I have to recuse myself.
Okay. Councilmember Weiss
Aye.
and Supervisor Philman.
Wholehearted aye.
Sue, are you doing okay? Do you want me to take on a few of the next ones?
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
I have my trusty water.
No, I saw you sipping away. I just wanted to.
Yeah. I will be cutting some of them a little bit short. I didn't want to do that to the laws, though, you know.
No, we
Resolution support of state law to prohibit discharging of radiological agents into state waters. Whereas the town of Austin is located on the Hudson River and also owns property including Lewis Angle Park and the Austin Boat and Canoe Club, which is situated on the Hudson River. And whereas the Hudson River serves as a drinking source for over 100,000 New Yorkers and is a source of recreation for many town residents, including swimming and boating. And whereas the potential release of radioactive contaminants into our state's most influential river is an urgent matter for the town, and whereas exposure to toxic substances and radioactive material poses not only a possible health threat, but a serious economic risk to our communities, with potential negative impacts on real estate values and potential negative impacts on our local businesses for tourism related to this town's proximity to the Hudson River. Excuse me one second. And whereas to protect the health and economic well-being of its residents, New York must take a strong stance on radiological dumping into the state waters. And whereas the climate change continues to threaten us, and our water sources will serve as a competitive edge for resiliency if we must ensure that they are protected and preserved. And whereas existing regulations represent the minimum protections the state is required to provide and must evolve over time to a more productive. And whereas State Senator Pete Harckham has sponsored Bill number 85181 to amend the environmental conservation law to prohibit the throwing, draining, running, and otherwise discharging directly or indirectly of any radiological agent into state waters with substantial daily penalties. And now therefore be resolved, the town board hereby expresses its unanimous and unequivocal support for Senate Bill S 5181 and asks the state legislator and the governor to support the passage of this much needed legislation. And therefore be it resolved, the town board hereby directs the town clerk to circulate certified letters of this resolution to the appropriate local, county, and state officers and legislators. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No, wholeheartedly for this.
And Sue, we could talk about who it'll be sent to.
Yeah, okay.
We'll consult with Liz on that.
Okay, fine. Okay. Little bit of work.
Everybody.
Little bit of work for the clerk's office this week. Okay.
Yes, everybody.
Resolution authorizing levy of unpaid water charges on town tax roll. Whereas pursuant with the intermunicipal agreement, Water IMA, dated January 1, 2002, the Village of Austin supplies water to the unincorporated area of the town of Austin, town outside, and directly bills consumers in the town outside for water supply pursuant with the Water IMA. And whereas pursuant with the Water IMA, any water charge that is delinquent for more than three or more months shall be levied against the delinquent property by the town and shall be subject to penalty in the manner provided by law, in which event upon collection by the town shall remit the amount collected to the Village of Austin. And whereas pursuant with section 198 of the town law, the town of Austin is authorized to levy unpaid water charges against delinquent projects. And therefore be it resolved that any water charges to the customer outside of the Village of Austin corporate limits and in the town of Austin that are delinquent for 3 or more months that has not been submitted to certification in accordance with chapter 108 amendment. You guys hear me, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, that's one. Sometimes I locked up. Shall be leveled against the delinquent property and shall be subject to penalty in the manner provided by law. And therefore be it further resolved that the village treasurer, on behalf of the village clerk of the Village of Austin, shall file with the supervisor of the town of Austin the required by law statements showing unpaid water charges to customers outside the Village of Austining corporate limits, but within the town of Austining, which are delinquent for 3 or 4 or more months, and that such statements shall contain a brief description of the property upon which the water was used and the names of the persons or corporations liable to pay the same and the amounts chargeable to each of for the purposes of levy and enforcement under water rents. And upon receipt of such statement, the supervisor will transmit said statement of delinquent water charges to the receiver of taxes to levy against those delinquent properties. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Okay, finance. 2022 adjust and close capital projects 2018-5209 to dash 2018 Rubin House restoration parks. Resolved that the town board of, I'm sorry? Oh,
Sorry,
resolved-
cough.
That's okay. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austining authorizes adjusting the 2018 capital project 2018-5209 entitled 2018 Rubin House restoration for the town parks department with the original budget with the original budget of $15,000 adjusted to $28,545.52 and the project closed. The additional capital project amount of $13,000 will be $13,545.52 will be funded by transfer from the general fund balance. And those increases, those changes in the budget, budget lines will be posted on the clerk's bulletin board and are on the webpage. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Finance, 2022 adjust and close capital project 2018-5210 2018 municipal restructuring supervisor. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austining authorize in adjusting of the 2018 capital project number 2018-5210 entitled 2018 municipal restructuring for the town supervisors department, with the original project budget being $22,445 adjusted to $15,313, excuse me, 83 cents, and the project closed. The capital project revenue adjustment of $7,131.17 will reduce the New York State grant funds revenue budgeted in the amount of $22,445 to $15,313.83. And again, the different budget adjustments will be posted on the clerk's wall and is on the webpage. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Finance 2022, adjust and close capital project 2017-5208-2017 McCarthy Drive design for a restoration highway. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austining authorizes adjusting the 2017 capital project 2017-5208 entitled the 2017 McCarthy Drive design and restoration for the town highway department, with the original project budget of $175,000 adjusted to $117,990, transferring the remainder funds of $57,010 back to the highway fund, and the project closed. Again, the different budget adjustments will be posted on the clerk's board and is on the webpage. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Finance 2022, adjust and close capital project 2018-5212 2018 North State Road Bike Lanes and Highway and Parks. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austining authorizes adjusting the 2018 capital project 2018-5212 entitled the 2018 North State Road Bike Lane for the town highway and parks department, with the original project budgeted at $80,416.61, adjusted to $80,000 $66.61. Transferring the remaining fund of $350 back to the general fund, and the project closed. Do I have and again, the budget adjustments will be on the wall. I'm sorry. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Finance 2022, adjust and close capital project 2022-5239 2022 leaf vacuum machine highway. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austin authorizes adjusting the 2022 capital project 2022-5239 entitled 2022 leaf vacuum machine for the town highway department from its original budget of $73,000 adjusted to $72,775.13. Transferring the remaining fund of $224.87 back to the highway fund, and the project closed. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
In favor? Aye.
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 Moving right along.
You did
Finance,
okay, Sue?
I'm good. Finance 2022, capital project 2022-5243, 2023 street paving highway. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austin authorizes opening a 2023 capital project 2022-5243 entitled 2023 street paving for the town highway department with a project budget of $26,193.95. The project will be funded from closing out the 2022 street paving project number 5242 and transferring the balance to fund additional street paving. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? I think Dale's
Aye.
trying to trick us by putting in an opening project here.
Yeah, to confuse us. Finance 2022, adjust capital project 2022-5241 to in dash 2022 of excavator parks. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austin authorizes adjusting the 2022 capital project 2022-5241 entitled 2022 excavator for the town parks department with the original budget of $84,000 and adjusted to $89,867. An additional project amount of $5,867 will be funded with a transfer from the general fund balance. Again, as before and as in all of these items, the transfer of transfer amounts will be posted on the clerk's bulletin board and it's on the webpage. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Finance 2022, adjusting closed capital projects number 2021-5230-2021 parks, parking lot and road paving parks. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austin authorizes adjusting the 2021 capital project number 2021-5230 entitled 2021 parks, parking lot and road paving for the town parks department with the original project budgeted at $160,612, adjusted to $141,800, transferring the remaining funds of $18,812 to the debt service fund for additional principal payment on the 2023 budgeted band payment amount and close the capital project. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Finance 2022. Adjust and close capital project number 2019-5221-2019 sewer lift generators highway. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austin authorizes adjusting the 2019 capital project 2019-5221 entitled 2019 sewer lift generators for the town highway department. And the original project budget was of $100,000 adjusted to $89,275. We're transferring the remaining funds of $10,725 to the debt service fund for additional principal payment of the 2023 budgeted band payment amount and close the capital project. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Finance 2022, adjust and close capital project 2020 5227 2020 sewer lift generators highway. Resolved that the town board of the town of Boston authorizes adjusting the 2019 capital project 2020 5227 entitled 2020 sewer lift generators for the town highway department with the original project budgeted at $144,100, adjusted to $101,525, transferring the remaining funds of $42,575 to the debt service fund for the additional principal payment above the 2023 budgeted band payment amount and close the capital project. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Finance 2022, adjust and close capital project 2017-5207-2017 Dale Cemetery Cottage Rehabilitation Cemetery. Resolved that the town board of the town of Boston authorizes adjusting the 2017 capital project number 2017-5207 entitled 2017 Dale Cemetery Cottage Rehabilitation for the town's cemetery department with the original project budgeted at $488,120 and the adjusted to $486,570.76, transferring the remaining funds of $1,549.24 to the Dale Cemetery Fund and close the capital project. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
And second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, Finance 2022, adjust capital project number 2022-5240 2022 Bobcat Utility Vehicle Cemetery. Resolved that the town board of the town of Boston authorizes adjusting the 2022 capital project number 2022-5240 entitled the 2022 Bobcat Utility Vehicle for the town cemetery department with the original project budget of $20,000 to be adjusted and to an adjusted project budget of $20,824.60. The additional project amount of $824.60 will be funded for a transfer from the Dale Cemetery fund balance. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Does that close the project, Dale? Because we didn't put that on this one, so just so you know. Okay. Okay, Finance 2022, adjust and close capital project 2017-5200-2017 Cedar Lane Pond Revitalization Parks. Resolved that the town board of the town of Boston authorizes adjusting the 2017 capital project 2017-5200 entitled 2017 Cedar Lane Park Pond Revitalization for the town parks department with an original project budget of $85,000, and that needs an adjusted. We're gonna have to give it an amendment because it's missing a zero there. Funded from the general fund balance, adjusted to recognize the New York State dormitory grant funding of $26,896 and the general fund revenue of $646.38. The remaining balance of $57,457.62 will be transferred back into the general fund and the project will be closed. Do I have a motion on the amended resolution? Oh, sorry.
I actually have to change that 57,000 number because it
Okay.
really should be the $84,353.62 going back to the general fund.
Okay, so the remaining balance is what? 84?
84,353.62 is
Right.
going to be returned to the general fund.
Okay. Okay. do I have a motion on the twice amended resolution?
So moved on the twice amended resolution.
Seconded.
Thank you.
All in favor of the twice amended resolution?
Aye.
Aye.
You're a busy young lady, Dale, that's all I'm saying.
Mm.
Finance 2022, adjusting closed capital project 2017-5203-2017 Cedar Lane Park Electric Revitalization Parks. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austin authorizes adjusting the 2017 capital project 2017-5203 entitled, 2017 Cedar Lane Park Electric Revitalization for the Town Parks Department with the original budget of $146,254, adjusted to $139,823.58, transferring the remaining funds of $6,430.42 back to the general fund and the project closed. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Finance, this looks like a village with the AA and the BBs, okay?
Mhm.
That's Finance 2022. Adjust and close capital project 2017-5204-2017 Ryder Park Revitalization Parks. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austin authorizes adjusting the 2017 capital project number 2017-5204 entitled 2017 Ryder Park Revitalization for the Town Parks Department with the original project budgeted at $260,618.06, adjusted to $260,560.86, transferring the remaining funds of $57.20 back to the general fund and the project closed. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Every penny, man,
Every penny.
Mm.
every penny. Yeah.
Finance 2022, adjusting closed capital project 2017-5206-2017 Eagle Park Revitalization Parks. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austin authorizes adjusting the 2017 capital project number 2017-5206 entitled 2017 Eagle Park Revitalization for the Town Parks Department with the original project budget of $63,011, adjusted to $48,849.75, transfer the remaining funds of $14,161.25 back to the general fund and the project closed. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Resolution DD is 22 year-end budget adjustments, and there is 1, 2, 3 pages of budget adjustments. And again, I will tell everyone that they
Tiny
are
little print.
tiny little print, and they're available on the web page for your review, and they will be posted on the clerk's bulletin board if you want to come in and see them in paper. Resolved the town board of the town of Austin approves the following budget adjustments for the year 2022. And as I said before, there's 3 pages of them. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor of Dale's hard,
Aye.
aye. And the motion, obviously.
All right. Correspondence to be received and filed. Resolve the town board of the town of Austin hereby accepts the following correspondence. Planning board minutes for 12/14/22 and a resolution of approval of the new Indian Brook Water Treatment Plant 25 Reservoir, not Revolution, Reservoir Road. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
I have to recuse. I wasn't present.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Monthly reports. Do I have a supervisor's monthly report, town building report, tax receiver report, highway department report, Vale Cemetery report? Where's the clerk's report? Do it next
We
time.
got it. We did
We
get it.
got it. I know you got it. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
I think you're
All in
just gonna have
favor?
to put it, I think you're just gonna have to put it in as amended. I think we just accidentally forgot with all the changes
Okay,
going
that's
through.
fine. That's fine. I'll put clerk's report.
Because
Okay.
I did, yeah, I did.
All right, do I have a motion on the amended monthly reports? Again, we'll do it.
So moved.
Mr.
As a
Myers?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
As amended.
As amended,
Aye.
yes. Is there anyone here that would like to have visitor recognition? No, seeing no one, no hands, Martha? Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn to executive session for advice of counsel, personnel and contracts?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Well, thank you for sharing this not quite as snowy as we anticipated meeting with us this evening. Our next meeting will be, Christy, take it away.
Next Tuesday, March 21st for a work session.
Perfect. Thank you. And thank you all for joining us. Stay warm.
Good night.
Aye.
Right.
Good night, everyone. Thank you, Dale. Thank you, Pete.
Martha, do we need a designation for a host for the executive session?
Yeah, so let me log in and then I will put you in as host and I'll just be here in the dark.
Yeah,
But I'll-
put me in as host. I'm
Martha
I'm
lost
stopping
power.
the recording right now.
Yeah, just so everybody knows,
Recording